Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Dragon Age Origins. Last time, at the end of last episode, we ended up here
How
at
do
the
you move these
Dalish.
things through the forest? Do the trees just get out of their way, or what?
In the last episode, we ended up here with the Dalish clans, and they were saying that they have like a complication going on with the werewolves, or there's some werewolves here that are infecting people and basically killing them off. Like the Dalish elves here are sick, or the ones that are bitten by the werewolves are so. And in the last episode, we also spoke with Linnea and Keeper Saffrian. So let's go ahead and explore around the camp a bit, see if we can talk with more people or not. And maybe we can get some more information about this place. I saw that there's something here. Celeste the Hearthkeeper. There's a codex about that. Celeste the Hearthkeeper is seen as the sister of Andruel the Huntress. While Andruel loved to run with the creatures of the wild, Celeste preferred to stay by her home tree, occupying herself with gentle arts and song. It is Celeste who gave us fire and taught us how to use it. It is Celeste who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to ease the passage of infants into this world. And again, it is Celeste who showed us how to spin the fibers of plants into thread and rope. We owe much to Celeste, and that is why we sing to her when we kindle the fires and when we put them out. That is why we sprinkle our revels with Celeste's fragrant tree moss, and ask that she protects them and all within, as told by Gisharel, keeper of Relafaren clan of the Dalish elves. We also have something here, which is Andruel, goddess of the hunt. Hear me, sons and daughters of the people. I am sister of the moon, mother of hares, lady of the hunt, Andruel. Remember my teaching, remember the Fir Tanadal, the way of the free trees that I have given you. Fir Ashan, the way of the arrow, be swift and silent. Strike true, do not waver, and let your prey suffer. This is my way. Fir Borashan, way of the bow. As the sapling bends, so must you. In yielding find resilience, in pliancy find strength. This is my way. Fir Adalen, the way of the wood. Receive the gifts of the hunt with mindfulness. Respect the sacrifice of my children. Know that your passing shall nourish them in turn. This is my way. Remember the ways of the hunter, and I shall be with you. From the charge of Andruil, goddess of the hunt. So it looks like they got like different kind of gods for everything. So Andruil is the goddess of the hunt, and then you have Celeste, which is the Hearthkeeper. I wonder if they have more. There's a wooden crate here, but we can't interact with it, it looks like. Dalish
You're lucky your
apprentice.
people still know all their ancient smithing ways. You work with metal like our ancestors worked with wood.
And there's Faraforn.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Verathorn, I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Verathorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
I found it interesting that they all have like the facial tattoos. I wonder if it means anything. I was told you could supply me with equipment.
Yes. The keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. There is a large chest by the Araville where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you need.
What exactly do you make here?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
What if I found some iron bark for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What kind of item would you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Very well, I'll take a look when I'm in the forest.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
I would like to barter with you.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Let's see. Can get this and that. Let's get it all. And that as well. Can get, ooh, a greater injury kit and normal injury kits. There we go. Is there anything else we may need? Not that I know of. Oh, they also have weapons, nice. We got also, oh, elf flight arrows. Nice. Perhaps we could get that and give that to Liliana. Can just do like 10 for the moment. Is there anything else? Dalish gloves. Perhaps this could be good for the rogues in our party, like Saffron or Liliana. There's Dalish boots, Dalish armor as well. Can get that. Let's see. So we have a new quest for rare iron bark. Find iron bark for Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, the clan's craftsman, is in need of iron bark. Iron bark is a very rare wood, light but strong, and it looks very distinctive. If you find some in the forest, bring it back to Ferrothorn. Okay.
What is it?
Let's go check out the armor for him. Dalish gloves, is this better? It is. Can get you that. What about the other one? Was this it? We give him the uneven one. Dalish armor. This is pretty good for him. There we go. Can try that out for now and see how that will go. Is there no way for us to interact with this? Ah, there we go. Got some money. Let's see. I saw there was something here as well. Who are you?
Hello?
Hello yourself. Who are you?
I am Kamen, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
Why can't you?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Try me. I might surprise you.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Gaina? Who's that? Oh, someone he likes. Who's Gaina?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
Can I ask you some questions?
I don't think there's anything I can tell you. My clanmates in the camp would be better at that.
Can we talk more with
Oh,
them?
what do you want now? I told you everything already.
There must be some way to solve your problem.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
Perhaps I could talk to Gaina for you.
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
I can be pretty persuasive.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
It can't hurt.
Siranas, oh ma Siranas, I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
Let's head over to them then. To Gaina. Can we talk with any other people here?
We greet you, child of the stone. I understand you are to venture into the haunted forest to save our brethren. I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
The keeper mentioned that.
Then you are very brave to adventure into such a place, even knowing the danger that awaits. Your courage impresses us greatly.
I haven't done anything to deserve this, have I?
Perhaps you do not. But you are an outsider, and that we must rely on your largesse is a bitter pill for us to swallow.
You are being most unkind, Cyril. Would you refuse our hunter's help simply because of the hand that offered it?
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us.
It is even more difficult when you live amongst them, trust me.
Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Yes, I would like that.
Come and join us then, all of you. Now, what say we tell the story of the fall of the Dales? Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes? Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders. Now, where do you suppose such a tale should begin?
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell, and we were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes. Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south and challenged the Tevinter Imperium. Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
You were invaded by the humans?
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards the Dales. They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us. A great crusade.
Not every human felt that way, I'm sure.
And which is worse? The actions of those who believed they were right, or the inaction of those who knew they were wrong? Oh, I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as beggars in Shemlin cities. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
Then we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost lore.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenan, and never again shall we submit. And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
Perhaps one day you will tell us a tale of your people. A day when you are not guest and stranger, but savior. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brecilian Forest. Do you wish to hear it?
Yes, tell me of the forest.
Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brecilian Forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
What does this have to do with the werewolves?
So much death in one place tore the veil into the beyond. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
So this Witherfang still exists today?
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
There were battles in the forest?
Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here in slavery? Even the barbarians who came to overthrow the Imperium fought and died on this soil.
How many werewolves are there?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
Have the hunters become werewolves?
It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you?
So there are many spirits in the forest.
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
So when they get bit, they actually get turned as well. That's all I need to know.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones.
Ooh.
Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
Got a new codex about the Dales. Let's see. Many forgot that when Holy Andraste called out to the oppressed peoples to rise up, it was the elves who answered her first. The humblest slaves of the Imperium became her vanguard, and when victory came, they were rewarded accordingly. They were given a land in what is now the south of Orlais, called the Dales. A great exodus of elves undertook the journey to their new home, crossing ocean, desert, and mountain. Their city, the first elfin city since the fabled Arlafon, was called Halam Shiral. A new era had begun for the elves. But the old era wasn't through with them. In their forest city, the elves turned again to worship their silent ancient gods. They became increasingly isolationist, posting emerald knights who guarded their border with jealousy, rebuking all efforts at trade or civilized discourse. Dark rumors spread in the lands that bordered the Dales, whispers of humans captured and sacrificed to elven gods. And then came an attack by the elves on the defenseless village of Red Crossing. The Chantry replied with the exalted march of the Dales, and the era of the Elven Kingdom came to an end. Halam Shiral was utterly destroyed. The elves driven out, scattered, left to survive goodwill alone. From Ferelden folklore and history by Sister Bertrine, Chantry scholar. So most of the elves were slaves by the Imperium, and then because of Andraste, they were all saved basically, and they worked together with Andraste to get rid of the Imperium, or at least get rid of most of the slavery. And so once they were finally free, they made Halam Shiral, but then they attacked a small village called Red Crossing.
So you are the Grey Warden who was supposed to save us? I never thought I would hear of an outsider who would ever do anything for us.
You're not sitting there, my dude.
So you're the Grey Warden who was supposed to save us? I never thought an outsider would ever do anything for us.
Let's look around a bit more. Can we talk with
I wish I
anyone?
could see Orzammar someday. Does it really have a great lake of lava?
Can't talk with them. What about you? No, not either. Let's see what this is. Fenharel. The Dread Wolf. It's a new codex. There is precious little we know about Fenharel, for they say he did not care for our people. Elgarnon and Mifal created the world as we know it. Unreal taught us the ways of the hunter. Celis and June gave us fire and crafting, but Fenharel kept to himself and plotted the betrayal of all the gods. And after the destruction of Arlafon, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fenharel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself in glee. The legends say that before the fall of Arlafon, the gods we know and revere fought an endless war with others of their kind. There is not a Haren among us who remembers these others. Only in dreams do we hear whispered the names of the Galdauron and Durnhal and Anaris. For they are the forgotten ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. In ancient times, only Fenharel could walk without fear among both our gods and the forgotten ones. For although he is king to the gods of the people, the forgotten ones knew of his cunning ways and saw him as one of their own. And that is how Fenharel tricked them. Our gods saw him as a brother, and they trusted him when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce. And the Forgotten Ones trusted him also when he said he would arrange for the defeat of our gods. If only the Forgotten Ones would return to the abyss for a time. They trusted Fen'Harel, and they were all of them betrayed. And Fen'Harel sealed them away so they could never again walk among the people. From the tales of Fen'Harel triumph, as told by Gisharal, keeper of the Ralaferin clan of the Dalish elves. So it's kind of like Norse mythology, Greek mythology. They all have like good gods and bad gods, so to say, which is interesting to hear. Is there anything else? Here's Gaina. Perhaps we can talk with her.
Andaran Atishan, outsider.
You are Gaina, correct? Kamen mentioned you.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
He said that you refused to give him your hand.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Kamen. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
If you love him, it doesn't matter what he does it?
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
If you love him, then believe in him and help him succeed.
Oh, you are right. I have made poor Kamen miserable. No wonder he cannot complete his hunt. Masiranas, thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Kamen. Kamen, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today.
No.
We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How marvelous you are. I am so happy.
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
Ooh, so we got a new quest as well from that. You brought Kamen and Gaina together, and they seem very happy. That's nice. We also got a new codex. The Tales of Ailoren. In the days after the rising of Sasakiel, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The Archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shamlan and Elfen alike. In the far north where the hills wander the plains and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the land which the Shamlan call Anderfels, a clan of our people lived, struggling to survive the blight. Ailoren was a keeper, a hunter in his younger days. Crafty as any wolf, he led his people always just ahead of the Darkspawn who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Hala cannot run forever. They must turn and fight or be run down. At the foot of the Myrdain, the Darkspawn cornered Ailoren's clan. That night the moon was strangled by the clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose out of nowhere, so that the elfen could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the Darkspawn attacked, but Ailoren had prepared for them. All around the camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Ailoren and the other Heron called upon the old magic. They struck out with lightning, And though the bullets missed the darkspawn, they hit their target all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the darkspawn made it through the fire to reach Ilorin's clan. From the tale of Ilorin written by Saphrian, as it has been passed down from keeper to keeper for generations. So that almost sounds like they're related. Or like Saphrian is related to Ilorin, or it's just something that every clan knows about what has happened. Is there anyone we can talk with here? There's a chest.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Thank you. Is there anyone we can talk with here?
It's wonderful to see Cameron and Gaina so happy. A little joy in
Saffron.
such a sad time is not misplaced.
Trying to walk into the girl. It's a pile of sacks here with another red steel sword. There's a hunter here and a chest.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Go ahead.
On it.
No, you cannot. Okay, let's see what's down here. Something here as well.
I hear
Ooh.
only the Dalish can control the Hala. They listen to no one else.
So this is a Hala. Let's see if we can speak with Alora.
Who comes? Oh, I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Hala, I did not hear your approach.
Who are you?
My name is Alora. I am the master herder in charge of caring for the Hala. Not as exciting as being a Grey Warden, but the Hala are vital to us.
What is a Hala?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel. What humans call landships. They are our companions and our guides.
You make them sound like friends.
That is exactly what they are, in fact. We ride the Hala, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
So why have you separated this one from the others?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal, and it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery, for her sake as well as that of the others.
Perhaps there's some way for us to help her? Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Ooh, this is new. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Let's examine the Hala.
And? What do you think?
Let's not lie, I truly cannot tell.
I am glad you attempted it regardless.
We can try to calm it.
No. No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming any more around you than she is for me.
I'm sorry. I tried my best.
I know. It was kind of you to try.
I don't know if this is rude. I could kill her quickly if you wish.
No. That would not be right. When the time comes, then I will do it myself. It is my duty, as both master herder and as her friend. She shall take her last breath knowing she was always safest in my care.
That's fair enough. So we have a new codex and a quest for that. Oh, Alora's Hala. Alora, the Dalish master of the antlered Hala beast, is concerned that one of the herd has been affected. infected with the werewolf blood curse and may die. You examined the beast, but you have not discovered the problem. Greater survival skill would likely be needed to tell for certain. Okay, so how do we get that exactly, I wonder? We also got this, the Arafels. The Dalish who band together in small groups of blood relatives travel in an ornately carved wagons known as Arafel, drawn by large white stags called Hala. The Arafel are a unique sight, beautiful in their swooping curvature and adorned with broad hoods and bright silken clouds that flap in the wind, often displaying the noble banners that once flew over the family's house. Most humans refer to the Arafel as land ships, for in a strong wind it can often appear as if the elves travel in longboats with sails high overhead to announce their arrival or warn others away. The Hala are unique to the elves, and but elven handlers consider them orny and almost impossible to train. To the Dalish, they are noble beasts, superior in breeding to the horse. Certainly, most humans would agree that the Hala are as beautiful as the elves themselves. The fact that many imperial nobles maintain a bounty on Hala horns that find their way into the winter is an affront the Dalish consider unforgivable. Few among us claim to have seen the Dalish landships up close. Any human who sees them on the horizon does well to head the other way. Few Dalish clans take kindly to humans intruding on their camp, and more than one tale tells of trouble-making humans who find themselves mercilessly filled with Dalish arrows. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travel of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. That's interesting. So they're not really the Hala only belong to the Dalish clans. Something here as well. Gillanine, mother of the Hala. They say Gillanine was one of the people in the days before Arlafan and the chosen of Andriel the huntress. She was very beautiful, with hair of snowy white and as graceful as a gazelle. She kept always to Andriel's ways, and Andriel favored her above all others. One day while hunting in the forest, Gillanine came across a hunter she did not know. At his feet lay a hawk, shot through the heart by an arrow. Gillanine was so filled with rage, for the hawk, along with the hare, is an animal much beloved of Andriel. Gillanine demanded that the hunter make an offering to Andriel in exchange for taking the life of her creatures. The hunter refused, and Gillanine called upon the goddess to curse him, so that he could never again hunt and kill a living creature. Gillanine's curse took hold, and the hunter found that he was unable to hunt. His prey would dart out of sight, and his arrows would fly astray. His friends and family began to mock him for his impotence. For what use is a hunter who cannot hunt? Ashamed, the hunter swore he would find Gillanine and repay for what she had done to him. He found Gillanine while she was out on a hunt with her sisters, and lured her away from them with lies and false words. He told Gillanine that he had learned his lesson and begged her to come with him so she could teach him to make a proper offering to Andriel. Moved by his plea, Gillanine followed the hunter, and when they were away from all of her sisters, the hunter turned on Gillanine. He blinded her first and then bound her as one would bind a kill fresh from the hunt. But because he was cursed, the hunter could not kill her. Instead, he left her for dead in the forest. And Gillanine prayed to the gods for help. She prayed to Elgarnan for vengeance, to Mother Mifal to protect her. But above all, she prayed to Andriel. Andriel sent her hares to Gillanine, and they chewed through the ropes that bound her. But Gillanine was still wounded and blind and could not find her way home, so Andrel turned her into a beautiful white deer, the first Hala, and Gillenane found her way back to her sisters and led them to the hunter who was brought to justice. And since that day the Hala have guided the people and have never led us astray, for they listened to the voice of Gillenane. From the tale of Gillenane as told by Sharal, the keeper of Ralafarin, clan of the Dalish elves. That's interesting to hear as well. So Gillenane is like the god.
It shall be done.
The god and the origins of the Hala, it sounds like. There's some more elf fruit over here as well. Oh no, it's death fruit. Can get that. Here we go. I think there's something up here as well. If we could check it out. On this side, I believe. There's a chest. Ooh, health poultice, lyrium, elf fruit, short bow, and elf light arrows. There's a barrel as well with a bow. The eldest of the sun. A new codex about El Garnon, god of vengeance. Long ago, when time itself was young, the only things in existence were the sun and the land. The sun, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elgarnon was born in the place where they touched. The sun and the land loved Elgarnon greatly, for he was beautiful and clever. As a gift to Elgarnon, the land brought forth great birds and beasts of sky and forest, and all manner of wonderful green things. Elgarnon loved his mother gifts, and praised them highly, and walked amongst them often. The sun looked down upon the fruitful land, saw the joy that Elgarnon took in her works, and grew jealous. Out of spite he shone his face full upon all the creatures the earth had created, and burnt them all to ashes. The land cracked and split from bitterness and pain, cried salt tears for the loss of all she wrought. The pool of tears cried for the land became the ocean, and the cracks in her body the first rivers and streams. Elgarnon was furious at what his father had done, and vowed vengeance. He lifted himself into the sky and wrestled the sun, determined to defeat him. They fought for an eternity, and eventually the sun grew weak, while Elgarnon's rage was unabated. Eventually Elgarnon threw the sun down from the sky and buried him in a deep abyss created by the land's sorrow. With the sun gone, the world was covered in shadows, and all that remained in the sky were the reminders of Elgarnon's battle with his father. Drops of the sun's lifeblood, which twinkled and shimmered in the darkness. From the tale of Elgarnon and the sun as told by Gisharal, keeper of the Ralafarin clan of the Dalish elves. That's interesting to hear. I wonder how he is related to the others as well then. Some more death fruit here. There we go. It looks like there's more here as well.
So you are the Grey Warden who was supposed to save us? I never thought I would hear of an outsider who would ever do anything for us.
Yeah, they're very secluded from everyone. There's a god of the craft. June, god of the craft. Let's see. We dedicate all of our crafts to June, for it is he who taught the people to bend the branches of trees to make our bows, and to fashion coverings of fur and iron bark. Without June, would we have the arafel or the harness for our hala? When the people were young, we wandered the forest without purpose. We drank from streams and ate the berries and nuts that we could find. We did not hunt, for we had no bows. We wore nothing, for we had no knowledge of spinning or needlecraft. We shivered in the cold nights and weren't hungry, though the winters when all the world was covered in ice and snow. Then Celeste the hearth keeper came and gave us fire and taught us how to feed it with wood. June taught us to fashion bows and arrows and knives so that we could hunt. We learned to cook the flesh of the creatures we hunted over Celeste's fire, and we learned to clothe ourselves in our furs and skins, and the people were no longer cold and hungry, as told by Gesharal, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dalish elves. Oh, we can do this as well here. There we go. Is there anyone else that we can talk with here? Perhaps there's a nurse.
I'm sorry, but I must attend to our ailing fallen.
Of course, probably too busy at the moment. There's a wooden crate here though, with red steel. Someone here as well that wants to talk to us.
I'm Darren Atishan, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
I don't mind. I understand.
That is very generous of you. Most would assume we are unkind as a rule, and that is not the case. Especially not to a Grey Warden. But we have lost much, and it is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brecilian Forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
Forbidden you?
We are banned from entering the forest now. I have more cause than most, but I will not disobey my keeper.
Why do you want to enter the forest?
That is a tale I am not sure I should tell an outsider. Surely you have greater concerns than my problems, stranger.
Please, I'd like to hear about it.
It's odd to talk so freely with a stranger, but perhaps you can help me. My wife Delilah and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Delilah is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her. If I could just know if Delilah is alive, or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
I will seek her out in the forest.
I have an amulet made by our craftsman. It's not much, but I would be happy to give it to you in return for any news.
Sure, we can do that. So we got a new quest. Lost to the curse. Find Delilah. Afra's wife, Delilah, was infected by the werewolf disease. Zathrian says she is dead, but he will not allow Afras to see her body. Afras believes that she is still alive, but has become a werewolf. He hopes you would find her when you venture into the forest. Sure, perhaps you can check that out. I believe there's something here as well. So we have to slay Witherfang and bring his heart to Zathrian. Yes, I believe I read that. There's some elf fruit here that we can take. And some death fruit. Ah, there's someone here as well. Perhaps we can talk with them?
I trust there are no hard feelings about my questioning of you when you arrived. We Dalish must protect ourselves from trouble at all times.
I understand.
Had we known a Grey Warden was coming, we might have arranged a different reception. But I wish you good fortune with your task. Dareth Shiral.
So I'm guessing we don't go that way. I believe there was also a chest here that we didn't interact with. Let's see.
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Zathrian said that I could have what is inside here.
Please do not lie to me. I find it most unbecoming.
Oh, did he not say that? I'm sorry then, if that is the case. Ah, there's a pile of scrolls here. Let's see. The Long Walk. And Durfaman, Keeper of Secrets. So we have Durfaman, Keeper of Secrets. It's the twins, Falondin and Durfaman, are the eldest children of Elgar'nan, the Allfather, and Mifal, the Protector. Okay, so we read about Elgar'nan, so it looks like he is the Allfather and Mifal is the mother of most of these gods. The brothers were inseparable from the moment of their conception, known for their great love for each other. That is why we often speak of Falondin in one breath and Durfaman in the next, for they cannot bear to be apart, not even in our tales. When the world was young, the gods often walked the earth, and Falondin and Durfaman were no exception. Both were delighted by the many wonders of our earth. They played with the animals, whispered to the trees, and bathed in the lakes and streams. Their days were filled with bliss, and they did not know sorrow. And then one day, while passing through the forest, Falondin and Durfaman came across an old and sickly deer resting beneath a tree. "Why do you sit so still, little sister?" asked Falondin. "Play with us," said Durfaman. "Alas," spoke the deer, "I cannot. I am old, and although I wish to go to my rest, my legs can no longer carry me." Taking pity on the deer, Falondin gathered her up into his arms and carried her to her rest beyond the vale. Durfaman tried to follow them, but the shifting grey paths beyond the vale would not let him. Separated for the first time from Falondin, Durfaman wandered aimlessly till he came across two ravens. You are lost, and soon you will fade," the raven named Fear said to Durfaman. "Your brother has abandoned you. He no longer loves you," said the other, named Deceit. "I am not lost, and Falondin has not abandoned me," replied Durfaman. He subdued the ravens and bade them carry him to Falondin. This they did, for they had been defeated and were now bound to Durfaman's service. When Durfaman found Falondin, he found also the deer, who once again was light on her feet, for her spirit was released from her weakened body. Both Falondin and Durfaman rejoiced to see this. Falondin vowed that he would remain to carry all the dead to their place beyond, just as he did the deer. And Durfaman stayed with him, for the twins cannot bear to be apart. From the story of Falondin and Durfaman, as told by Gisharal, keeper of the Relaferin clan of the Dalish elves. I wonder where the other one is. It was like Long Walk, right? Perhaps it's somewhere else here? Yeah, it's not in here. So I'm guessing we either head here or here. So I have to go like here. Is this the way we have to go? Venture forth, yes. Let's go check out what is going on here. So we are in the west side of the Brecilian Forest, it looks like.
Let's try not to get too lost. It's easy to get turned around in a place like this.
Yeah. Looks like it's a big forest.
Very well.
Some elf fruit here and here as well. Oh. Oh, there are blight wolves here. Here we go, we can target them. And we can do mighty blow. Alistair, you can target them. And Saffron, you can perhaps target this one. You can do shield pommel while you're at it, Alistair. There we go. Ooh, there's a werewolf as well. Multiple. Okay, we can do Sunder Arms. Alistair, perhaps you can do Overpower. And Saffron, you can do this, Momentum. Here we go. and win. Perhaps you can target the werewolf and do arcane bolt. Here we go, we can target them. We can do perfect striking. There we go, we can target the werewolf. Let's get Win out of the way a bit. Here we go. And does anyone need healing? Perhaps we can heal Saffron. There we go. I can do Thunder Arms. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? No, not really. There's more here. Perhaps you can also help out here, Alistair. Saffron as well. There we go. I can do Pommel. Okay, there's another werewolf here. We can do Thunder Arms. There we go. And there's one wolf left. Oh, we did it. Let's see what they have. They have a silver ring, a lesser spirit bomb. Anything else? There's a blight wolf with a wolf pelt. Is everyone healed up? Looks like it. And I don't think we got the elf food there actually. So let's get it real quick. Let's look at the map. Okay, so it looks like we have to uncover more by just exploring. There's death fruit here though. Let's get that. And there's more here. There we go. And this. There's a corpse somewhere here. Oh, hello.
The Watchwolves have spoken truly, my brothers and sisters.
They talk?
The Dalish send a dwarf of all things to put us in our place. They send a dwarf to make us pay for our attack.
You speak? I thought werewolves were savage beasts.
We are beasts, but we are no longer simple and mindless. Let that thought chill your spine. You speak to Swiftrunner. I lead my cursed brothers and sisters. Turn back now. Go back to the Dalish and tell them that you have failed. Tell them we will gladly watch them suffer the same curse we have suffered for too long. We will watch them pay.
I would prefer to talk to you. I mean you no harm.
Was it not Zathrian who sent you? He wishes only our destruction, never to talk.
You talk of Zathrian as if you know him.
We have never met, he and I. He would not survive the experience. I swear it.
Why exactly? Why do you hate him so much?
You know nothing, do you? Nothing of us, and even less of those you serve. You are a fool, and we are done talking. Run from the forest while you can. Run to the Dalish and tell them they are doomed.
I don't want to fight, but neither can I retreat.
I do not wish to fight you either, but we cannot trust you. Come, brothers and sisters, let us retreat. The forest has eyes of its own, and it will deal with intruders as it always has.
Okay, so looks like That one can talk, and they go by the name of Swiftrunner. Oh, Andraste's Grace, we can get that. And there's a corpse here as well. Got some armor on it. It looks like a Templar. What is the Templar doing out here? And I believe there was some elf food here as well. Yeah, here it is. And there's some here.
It shall be done.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm guessing we went about in like a big ass circle. Yeah. It's because we went down there. Here we go. Is there perhaps something up here? Oh, I'm guessing this is just where we could have gone as well if we wanted to. Let's go here, back to where we came from. Oh, there's a bear now there? Here we go, we can target it and do mighty blow. There we go, can do thunder arms. Do pummel.
Our skill has won the day.
There we go. Did it drop anything? Doesn't look like it did. I wonder how it suddenly appeared there. Let's see what else could be here. There's some elf fruit. Ah, more werewolves. Here we go, we can target that one. I can do perfect striking. Alistair, you can perhaps target the other one here. There we go. Zephyrin, you can attack them. Alistair, you could do shield pummel. I can do mighty blow. And Zephyrin, perhaps you can do flurry. Do thunder arms. Okay, get this one now. Can do pummel. There we go. Can target this one. And there's one here. And we can do thunder arms.
I think that's all of them, yes?
There we go.
It shall be done.
Oh, there's also werewolf belt that they dropped.
As you say.
Lesser health poultice.
Very well.
Health poultice. Werewolf belt. Lesser ice self and a werewolf belt. And there's also a corpse up here, it looks like. Another Templar. With a Magister's Kinch. We can get that. And there's someone here.
Who comes?
You were badly wounded. What happened to you?
We were sent to find Witherfang. Bring his heart. Attacked.
He fell unconscious. Let's examine him. His wounds are deep and some are still bleeding heavily. The results of an attack by creatures with large claws. He does not appear to have any bite marks. Let's take the hunter back to the Dalish camp.
And Darren Atishan, Grey Warden. Our scouts saw you approaching and tell me you carry the body of one of our hunters with you. Ah, Dagon. He is wounded, but I think he will live. Ma Siranas, your help is appreciated. Come, Lethaline, let us take Dagon to the Keeper, and quickly. If we are lucky, we may still save him.
There we go. We managed to save him. So it says, help the wounded hunter. You found a wounded elven hunter Dagon in the forest and brought him back to his clan. They were very thankful that you found him, of course. Are we somewhere else now, or are we where we found him? No, we're back at where we started out. We can go back though. And let's see what else was this way. Doesn't look like we can go there. But there was elf fruit here that I didn't manage to get. And here as well, there we go. It looks like there's something here though, on this side. But I'm not sure how we can get there. Oh, down here? Here we go. There's a skeleton with gloves and elf fruit. There we go. Doesn't look like there's anything else here. So we can go back. Can we perhaps go over this tree? No. Okay. Back here. And through here again. Let's see what else is here. Oh, more werewolves. No, it's darkspawn with an ogre. Okay, let's attack the ogre first. Let's target the ogre. There we go. And I can do pummel.
It is begun.
I can do mighty blow. Alistair, you can do shield pummel. And perhaps Saffron, you can do stealth. There we go, to stun the arms. And perfect striking. There we go. There's one more here, it looks like. There we go, we can target it and do thunder arms. There we go. That's one. And it looks like there's one more here. Ah, there we go.
As you say.
So the Darkspawn also have reached
Very
the
well.
Brecilian Forest, it looks like. Got some stuff here. And here.
It shall be done.
A garnet. Some
As you say.
rubble. Of oxbone, which is a gift. I'm guessing that's for the dog. And a painted skyball. Can get that. Oh, someone's dead here. It looks like they were also a Dalish elf based off the armor. Is there anything up here? Oh, there is something there. Let's see. A mystical site of power. Okay, did that do anything? And a
Very
gravestone.
well.
You see a tombstone before you. It gives you an uneasy feeling. Leave the tombstone alone. There we go. Maybe we can do something later with that. I'm not sure. So I'm guessing we can head down here if we want to. Let's see what is down here. No. I'm guessing we have to go around it then. Yeah, it looks like it. So let's head up here and then down here again. Oh, there's a fallen tree. Let's go here first and see what this is.
It shall be done.
And there's something here. Ooh. Excuse me, there's a whole ass tree coming to life. Can do some arms.
Begun.
Ooh. Okay. We can do pommel. And perfect striking. There we go. Got a codex from that. A wild sylvan. For demons crossing over into our world, mankind is not always the preferred prey. Possessing humans means risking encounters with powerful mages and Templars, as well as other complications. Some demons find it far easier to seek out animals or even plants, assuming that these will make as suitable as a host as a human. Those that possess trees are known as wild sylvans. Generally, only demons of rage, the weakest of the demon hierarchy, will become a sylvan. Once they do, they must spend a great deal of time twisting and molding the host in order to make it mobile. Once they have the sylvan, it is a powerful and a deadly opponent. Other more intelligent spirits have also been known to become sylvans, and are generally much less violent, but these are rare. Slow but immensely powerful, wild sylvans prefer to lay in ambush waiting for a victim to become lost, tired, or trapped before closing in for the kill. They hide among regular trees, nearly undetectable until they begin to move and to reach. When they do come to life, as some travelers say, they stand tall, roots forming into legs and feet, and branches stretching out into lashing arms. When not presented with a living target, however, it has been noted that sylvans often fall into a form of dormancy, perhaps brought on the nature of their tree host. While mobile, they normally return to whatever they were rooted. Once their enemy has been killed, for both these reasons, a forest that has sylvans within can become incredibly dangerous to pass through for long periods of time. So that's interesting. So basically the demons possess these trees, it looks like. There's another one here. We can do Mighty Blow. There we go. And we can do Thunder Arms. And perhaps Pommel. There we go. They don't drop anything, it looks like. I'm guessing this is another one of those.
He's ahead.
Ooh.
On it.
Here we go, let's target it and we can do Mighty
I shall
Blow.
do it.
We can do Thunder Arms. Ooh, there's another one there. I'm stuck though. Here we go, we can target them. And do perfect striking. Do Thunder Arms. Oh, and there's another one. Here we go. Can target them. Perhaps, can you heal up? No. Once you're out of there, you can get a hoof bolt this Alistair. I can do Pommel. There we go.
Invigorating that was.
Did they drop anything? It doesn't look like it. But there is some elfwood here.
It is begun.
There we go. And it doesn't look like the Grand Oak is attacking us.
What manner of beast be thee that comes before this elder tree?
How is it that you can talk?
How do I speak? The same as you. I form the words and sound them true. Now I have answered a query of thine, but thou hast yet to answer mine.
Can't you see me? I'm a dwarf.
Ah, a child of the deeper stone. I should have heard it in thy tone. The woods have never been thy home. 'Tis far beneath the earth you roam. Allow me a moment to welcome thee. I am called the Grand Oak, sometimes the Elder Tree.
The world is certainly full of marvelous, unexpected creations. Each day we see something that we never thought possible.
And unless thou think'st it far too soon, might I ask of thee a boon?
What's this boon you mentioned?
I have but one desire, to solve a matter very dire. As I slept one early morn, a thief did come and steal an acorn.
And you want it back, I take it.
All I have is my being, my seed. Without it, I am alone indeed. I cannot go and seek it out, yet I shall die if left without.
Very well, I will help you.
Go to the east to find this man. I shall await. Do what thou can.
Can we perhaps talk more of it? So, Nature of Beast recovered the stolen acorn from the mad hermit. You have encountered a friendly sylvan in the Brecilian Forest that speaks in strange rhymes. The Grand Oak claims that a mad hermit elsewhere in the forest has stolen its precious acorn, and it had asked you to get it back for him. Let's see.
My acorn is still gone, so I pray to thee. Hast thou any news for me?
No, we
Then
can't ask anything
continue thy
else.
search, I beg of thee. Injustice reigns when thieves run free.
There we go. It looks like there was something up here as well. Or there's a thing for the dog, it looks like. There you go. And there's also something there, it looks like. Behind the Grand Oak tree. This campsite appears remarkably intact. The tents and bedrolls are covered with leaves, but are dry and whole. Let's continue. The fire pit smokes and possesses embers enough to build a small fire. There are no signs of any inhabitants. Continue.
This is strange. The werewolves would not use such a camp, would they? Whoever this belongs to must be nearby.
It could belong to the elves. Perhaps they will return. You get no hint of danger, though it strikes you as odd that the camp is abandoned. Perhaps searching the camp will give more clues as to its nature. You can search more for it. You look inside the tent and are surprised by how dry and cozy it feels. It is clean but empty. What a pleasant place to rest your head. Let's continue.
The elven hunters didn't set this up. How strange. And yet it all just seems so friendly. I want to do nothing but remain.
I think it's a kind of a trap. I want to know what's going on. We're not leaving. It takes all your strength to step back from the tent. A wave of weariness washes through you, despite your efforts to resist it. I highly think this is some kind of
I shall do it.
trap. You examine the remains of the fire pit. It has been untended for several hours at most. The embers draw you in, almost hypnotizing you.
I'm surprised that fire hasn't burned out. We should tend it. Is there a stick about? I am tired.
Stop, we need to get away from this now. Unable to resist the strange siren call, you trudge back to the tents and quickly collapse and drift off into a blissful sleep. As you turn to leave, you find your steps growing, leading. Fatigue tugs at your limbs and you yawn. It has been a long journey. Perhaps it is safe to rest here?
You know, if it's all the same to you, why don't we sit down for a while? Strange as it sounds, I'd rather camp here before going back out into the forest.
Let's not fight it. Let's turn around and see what happens. So we're falling asleep again. Oh, excuse me, we're playing as Rin. We can do arcane bolt. Everyone else is down. How come? Okay, perhaps I can do stone fist. There we go. And we can do earthquake. Ooh. Okay, let's heal up. Never mind, we're down. Let's try that again. You examine the bedroll. It looks clean and warm. You feel like you haven't slept in ages. It would be nice to curl up and sleep.
I feel magic here, draining my strength. We must leave, and soon.
I feel it too. We need to stay awake. You turn away from the bedroll, but only reluctantly. The lure of sleep is almost overpowering. Okay, what if we react differently then?
The elven hunters didn't set this up. How strange. And yet it all just seems so friendly. I want to do nothing but remain.
No, we can't sleep here. We need to go. It takes all your strength to step back from the camp. A wave of weariness washes through you despite your efforts to resist it. Okay. The flame dances in the pit, drawing your gaze within. You look away quickly. Perhaps we managed to resist it? I'm guessing so. Is anything up here perhaps? As you turn to leave, you find your staff growing, leading. Fatigue tugs at your limbs and you yawn. It has been a long journey. Perhaps it is safe to rest here.
You know, if it's all the same to you, why don't we sit down for a while? Strange as it sounds, I'd rather camp here before going back out into the forest.
Let's not fight it. Let's turn around and see what happens. Unable to resist the strange siren call, we go back to sleep again. Okay, so we are playing as Win again. Let's see what would be handy. Perhaps we could do this. Or this.
As you say.
There we go. And we can do earthquake. Here we go. I can do stone fist. I can heal myself.
As you say.
There we go, and do arcane bolt. I can do a rock armor.
Force our hand.
Perhaps I can... Do you think this would work? I can revive any of them?
Immediately.
Ooh, it does. Okay. Let's target them. There we go. And when you can heal up.
More careful.
There we go. I can do multi-blow perhaps? No, I'm too tired to do anything. I can do arcane bolt though with wind. There we go. Ah, I was not targeting it. There we go. Did we do it?
Yes.
While the shade destroyed, the fog seems to lift. The camp that was here is ancient, and the remnants of the shade's victims all lie as if sleeping still. Ooh.
How long has that spirit lingered there, and how many has it preyed upon? I shudder to think of it.
So it was like a sloth demon, just hiding here,
It shall be done.
hoping for us to fall asleep. There's a chest here with a greater warmth balm, elixir of grounding, dusk ring, and Dalish gloves, which are a gift. There you go. There's a pile of bones here, with an axe, and a pile of bones here with elf root. Let's go back here. Let's look at the map for a bit. So we are here, and it looks like we have to go here to the fallen tree for the rare iron bark. Okay, let's look at that for a sec. Here we go, it's back here, I believe. Ooh. More blight wolves here and werewolves. And a rabid werewolf.
It is begun.
We can do mighty blow. And Alistair, you can target them, good. I can do Thunder Arms. There we go. Can target that one and do perfect striking. There we go. Can target them. Can do this. There we go. And there's one more here. There we go. Let's get this with a wolf belt.
As you say.
This, that, and this.
Very well.
And more wolf belt and money. Let's see what we can do here. We got iron bark, nice. Oh, another wild sylvan. We can do thunder arms. And do mighty blow.
We must strike.
Here we go. Can do perfect striking. There we go. Doesn't look like they drop anything, but there is death fruit here that we can get. Okay, let's see. So it looks like we can go the other way. I think I will leave this episode here, and then in the next episode we can explore more of the forest and see what's going on exactly. Yeah, so it says here north access to the east forest. So I'm guessing that's as well where we can find the acorn for the grand oak. I wonder what's going on here and how is it that one of the werewolves can speak? Like they spoke to us. So I'm very curious to to see what's going on, and hopefully we will get the answers of this in the next episode. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.